I think there's something that most of us may not understand about what it is that I'm doing on my channel here and what I think a couple other people are doing on their channels, but it's only a few people. It's only a very few people. And really, to be honest with you, it's not me boasting or bragging or being cocky about this, but I'm probably one of the only people on YouTube that will tell you these things, because no one else has the balls to actually confront people. Nobody has the will to tell people to face themselves and to take a look at themselves, because really the problem that we're having in this world, it is the people of the world. It is me. It is you. It is them. It is us. It is the people of the world. You know, this isn't a they problem. It isn't a world problem. It is the public. It's people. So, like, this is what I'm going for to get across on this channel, is that I am all about how we are thinking, the things that we are learning, the things that we are saying to ourselves. Like, why would I want to associate myself with anyone that is still talking about guns and violence and shooting people and selling drugs to the community? Why would I want to associate myself with people like that? And why would you associate yourself with people like that if you know that that is something that is, it just destroys, it's cankered, it's dead, there's no life in it, it's a dead message? And I think there's so many of us, we're so focused, we are so focused on the outside things. We're so focused at looking at the way that somebody lives, what they wear, what car they drive, what they do for a living, you know, all of these things, like everything that you could possibly think of in your own mind. Because I'm not good at just naming stuff off the top of my head like that. But they're looking at everything on the outside. Everybody's judging everyone and what they're doing and what they're saying and what they're wearing and, you know, what they do. Did they brush their teeth 2 times a day? Do they have a beard? Are they white? Are they black? Are they Indian? Or, you know, all this stuff. I mean, just everything. Yet no one is willing to actually take a look on the inside of themselves. You know, it's all that you hear. This is why they say gossip is like a poison, because that's all that we're doing on these platforms. That's all that we're using our time for on these outlets. And it's like, it's so dead to me. It's so dead. It's like, here's how I can say it. I moved on. I broke from them. I broke from the world. I broke from the way other people think. I broke from the way that they think. It isn't that I hate these people. It isn't that I don't care for others. It isn't that I don't want the best for other people. But you have to understand, I broke from them. I broke from this whole way of going about your life, how we've been conditioned to do things. I broke from all that stuff. That is completely dead with me. And it's like, even though it doesn't seem like I'm doing much of anything, and I'm not really doing so many things. I'm not saying that I'm getting ahead in any kind of way. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I'm getting ahead of anyone. Like, oh, I have more knowledge than you, so I'm further ahead in life than you because I have more knowledge. No, if I upload the video that I just did, like I said, It is a lack of knowledge that destroys the people. Plain and simple. It's such an easy thing for us to say to one another, but no one's willing to say that I am the one that lacks the knowledge. It's me. It is me that lacks the knowledge. And see, this is why most people will be terrified of the message. And this ain't even a message. It's just the raw, honest. It's just raw honesty. It's like honey in its purest form. There's no toxins in it. There's no extra ingredients. It is the raw honesty in a bottle. That's what I am, because that's what I know I am. I don't have to put on this facade and show for people anymore. If you're looking for that, there's a whole bunch of other channels that are, telling you what you already know, telling people what they already believe, telling them what their itching ears wants to hear. I'm not going to tell everybody that. It's just something I'm not going to do here. So if you are not here to learn for yourself and to get knowledge for yourself, you're wasting your time here. You're wasting your time on my platform. It's just the truth. And if when I say this, nobody with knowledge should get offended, but if you're here for gossip and you're here for stupidity and you're here to blame and be hateful and all that, you might as well just unsubscribe from my platform, because I'm over all that stuff. And I wish you were too. And if you are, you are. I'm just saying. It's like, why do we keep getting stuck on these things over and over and over and over and over? Like, I know for me, I'm past it. I'm just saying this for those that might not quite understand for themselves the things that I'm saying. It doesn't make me better. I'm not more ahead than you. It's just that some people know more than what some people know. And it took me 36 years to get to this point, to really know myself, to really know that I am the problem and the solution, to know that everything that happens in my life, it's my fault. To know that, yes, I am wrong sometimes, and I don't know. I don't know a lot of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. See, we're so conditioned to think that we have to be strong, that we have to know everything, that we have to be better than, that we have to have more than everyone else, that if we're not driving a Mercedes, that we're not ahead. If we don't have a gold chain around our neck, that we're not cool. If we don't have a Lamborghini, then we're not somebody. This is ridiculous. If you're still following those things, then they got you tricked. They got you fooled. They got you by the tail, and they're leading you to this thing. Like I said, anyone who tells you that you can get to the top of the world, they're lying to you. They're lying to you. Now, I'm not saying that you can't make an honest living for yourself. I'm not saying that you can't do something that you're inspired to do, that you have a passion to do, something that's in you that is burning. And it's with me. What's burning in me is to get knowledge out to people, is to get understanding out to people, is to give people something that is real, something that is unique, something that is authentic, something that not everybody else is doing, something that steps outside of the box, of the norm, of what we do all the time, and the things we say all the time because we don't understand. This is what I have a burning for, is to teach myself, is to know things that I don't know. And then with that comes the strengths and the weaknesses. With that comes the ups and the downs. With that comes the I don't know. I was wrong. I recount on what I was saying because what I was saying, I didn't quite understand it. See, I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong or when I don't know something. But how many of us, we've been trained, we've been conditioned, we've been told to, oh no, don't let people know what you're going through. Don't cry in front of people or you'll look like a wimp. No, cry as much as you possibly can. Crying is like one of the best things that you can probably do, is crying. I cry all the time. I cry all the time. Mike Tyson cried almost before every single boxing match that he did. Mike Tyson cried. Do you know that? Oh, but Mike Tyson's a wimp, right? Mike Tyson's a puss because he cried before the match. See, it's only ignorant. It's only ignorant, unintelligent, uninformed people that will say these kinds of things about you and I. You know, all you have to do is listen to what people are saying. Listen to how they act. Listen to how they are around other people. Just listen to the words that are coming off of their tongue. That's all you have to do to understand most people. People talk their own graves for themselves. They show you how unintelligent, uninformed, and how much they're lacking knowledge just by the way they talk and the things they say. And like I said, I want to put this out there again. I have a burning within me for us to know our individual selves. This is what I have a passion for, is myself, because only I am in my body. It doesn't make me a narcissist. It doesn't make me selfish. It doesn't make me all these things that people want to label. They want to put a label to everything. I have a passion for others to know things, to know what they are, to know what they know is right for themselves first and other people. Yes, you can still care for and love someone else even if you might not think that way of yourself. Yes, you can still do that to other people. But I think if you don't, I don't want to use the word love, if you don't care for yourself and you don't know who you are and you don't say, look, this is who I am. This is the person that I am. I can't help who I came out to be. There is no such thing as ugly and beautiful. There is no such thing as better than or worse than somebody. This is what we got to get in our heads. There is no such thing like if somebody says I'm ugly and my life is shit and I'm worthless. That's because you're telling yourself that, or someone has convinced you to think that. Somebody has made you believe a lie that they said to you. They actually made you believe what they said about you because they were an idiot. They were unintelligent. They didn't have knowledge. So they had to put you down. They had to say something about you because that's what they were projecting onto you from themselves. You see, because they didn't know any better. This is where you got to see this for yourself, that every problem you have, every single thing that you get offended by, if you're someone that has knowledge, you should never get offended by what anybody says at all. If you really have knowledge, you should never get offended. You should never say, oh, you hurt my feelings. People that know themselves and they have true knowledge, they don't say those types of things because those types of things don't mean anything. You know that they're words. You know that they're just something that someone's saying to bring you down or to spite you. It doesn't mean anything. People who take that kind of stuff to heart, it's just that they don't understand that they are everything. They're everything that they're going to call you. So what? So what? We're everything. We're good. We're bad. We're ugly. We're beautiful. See, even though I said that nobody is ugly or beautiful, I'm just using it as a metaphor. You got to understand that everything in this world is a metaphor. Every single thing that you and I know is simply a metaphor. It's not to be taken at heart or taken seriously. I seen a girl's shirt today that said, "I am perfectly imperfect." And that's what I am. I am perfectly imperfect. That's a great example. I remember what she said on her shirt, and that's how, if each person could think of themselves first. Because yet again, if you don't reflect this back onto yourself, if you don't wake up every day and look at yourself in the mirror and start with you, then you're going to be starting with everything else but yourself. You're going to be looking to everyone else for some kind of solution or answer. You're going to be blaming everybody else and pointing the finger at everyone else. You're going to be looking to the world for some kind of thing to go seek after and to do all these things when it's right with you. It's always going to be you wherever you're at. And that shouldn't be something that's bad. It shouldn't be something that stresses you out or gets you depressed. It's all because we don't want to face ourselves. It's all because we don't want to own up to what is really going on in our lives. It's all because we don't want to actually take a brutal, honest look and expose what we really are. And the reason that we have things going on because we think that someone else is going to say something that, oh, if I bring things out of my closet, that they're going to say something bad about me. They're not going to like me anymore. They're going to look at me differently. I'm not going to fit in with the group anymore because I said something that's different. This is what the conformist mind has told you. This is what TV, the news, your family, your friends, everybody in the world has told you to conform to this aspect and not say something or say this thing. Don't do this or do this thing. Don't tell people when you're feeling bad because then they'll always look at you like you're doing bad. So you can't act like you have a problem. And there's a big difference when I say about us having a problem. I'm saying that every single problem comes from a lack of knowledge. I'm not saying that we can't have a problem because we don't understand something. We don't have the knowledge to get past it or to know what to do with the situation we're in. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that. There's nothing wrong with saying, okay, this is what is going on. This is what is really happening in my life. This is how I really feel. And I'm going to say it for what it is, no matter what anybody says. Because if somebody says something about it, if somebody has their 2 cents to put into it, all that they're doing is they're projecting all of their shit. They're projecting all of their fears, all of their insecurities, all of their judgments. That's all that they're doing, is projecting that onto you from themselves. I know it doesn't sound like I'm saying much here, but believe me. No, matter of fact, don't believe me. I don't want people to believe anything it is that I say. Find out for yourself. We need to find out for ourselves these things. And I tell people, don't listen to me. Don't take anything I say for the truth. Because really, here's another thing I'm going to say. There is no such thing as truth. There is no path to truth. There is no such thing as truth. There's only having the knowledge to distinguish, is this too much? Is this not enough? Do I want to do this or do I not want to do this? Am I taking this too far or am I not doing enough? Is this a situation that I should get in or should I completely stay away? And when you listen to people talk and you listen to what they're saying and you listen, just to listen if you know, then you will know what to do. You'll know what not to do. It all comes from knowledge. Yet again, knowledge, knowing things. And the reason why most of us won't never have this is because we are not willing to admit that we don't know things. We're not willing to look at the other side. There's so many people that are just like, oh, I like the Atlanta Hawks. Go Atlanta Hawks. I can't stand the Cowboys, you know, and they don't look at anything about what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They don't look at anything that they're doing. They don't look, they're just looking at their side of the playing field. You understand? They're just looking at the red, white, and black at Atlanta. I'm just using this as a metaphor, like the Atlanta Hawks. All that they are seeing is red, black, and white. And they're seeing the Atlanta symbol and saying, I'm for Atlanta. I can't stand those guys. See, it's only idiots that do that kind of stuff. It's only people that are unintelligent that do that. The ones that really want knowledge and are after something, they will say, okay, even though I might like Atlanta, let me look at the Cowboys. Let me look at the blue and the silver and the white for once, instead of looking at my own colors and my own life. But how many people are going to do that? How many of us are going to actually do that? Not too many people, because we're so one-sided. This is how we've been conditioned to be. We've been conditioned and indoctrinated and brainwashed to be one specific way and not ask questions about this thing. Not to say, okay, like say a parent is a strict Catholic and some Muslim little boy, just using an example, comes up and, I want to play with you. And the mom's like, oh no, I don't want you around that Muslim boy. You're Catholic. Stay away from them Muslims. She is the most ignorant, unintelligent, uninformed. She's a dimwit. She's a dimwit, those type of people. This is why we need to stop going by saying, I am with this religion. I'm with that religion. I'm with this sect. I'm with that sect. I'm a Baptist. I'm a Lutheran. I'm a Methodist, and all these things. It's craziness. It's lunacy. It's lunacy once you know these things. And see, the people that will attack is the people that do not understand, that do not have the knowledge to understand. Those are the one who attack. But they will say that someone like me is attacking them. When it's not that. It's not that I'm attacking people. It's I'm getting people to understand that it starts with each one of us. We, the people, are the problem. And we are our own solution. Plain and simple. But yet, this is not how most people see things. It's always a they problem. It's always a them problem. It's always the government, the politicians. Oh, it's this group of people. And nobody's willing to say it is the public. It is the people. It is the very people that are saying what the problem is. They are the problem. There's something that George Carlin said. He said that it's not the politicians, it's the people. The public sucks. That's what it is. But how can you go out in public and say this to people that don't want to actually confront their own lives or don't want to know things that are what is really going on? How many of us just want to keep hearing what we already heard, believing what we already believe, going by our traditions and our cultures, just hearing the same thing that we already know every day, and nobody is making us think. Nobody is making us thirsty and hungry for knowledge. Everybody's keeping us stuck in these ideologies, stuck in these doctrines, stuck in these belief systems, stuck in these worldviews, stuck in politics, stuck on the TV, stuck on news, stuck on job gossip, stuck on all these things. And yet again, if someone's listened to this that works, I have nothing against you. I'm just saying, if you're smart enough, you will stay away from job gossip. You will stay away from those who are gossiping, those who are talking about this shit every day and just spiting one another to think that they're getting ahead somehow. It's lunacy. It's lunacy, man. And that, it's all dead with me. It's all graveyard. It's the past. I'm never looking at it again. I'm just speaking about it to get those out of that. That's why I'm speaking about it. I already know about it. I already got myself away from it. I've already broke from them and their mentality. I've already broke from the world. I already broke from this thing. I'm not wrestling against flesh and blood. I'm not wrestling against people. I'm wrestling against this right here. And of course my camera was off way to the left or right, so it didn't even record right probably, but whatever. If people are really willing to listen, then, you know, a picture doesn't even matter. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go with that. Just remember this: a lack of knowledge is what destroys the people. It's what destroys you and I, is that you and I do not have the knowledge. It is you and I. It's not them. It's not the world. It's not these people. It is everybody that's out here. It's me. It's me that is the one that is lacking knowledge with things. Even though I have a lot of knowledge, it's just there's some people that have less knowledge, and they need to know that they are the problem and they are the solution. And yet again, this is anyone who gets offended or gets their feelings hurt by this, then I know that you are lacking the knowledge to understand things, because you shouldn't get that way. This should be something to refuel you. This should be something to get you going and moving. This should be something for you to make a difference in your own life for you, so that you can, you know, show other people this and tell other people about it and be glad to say it. I'm glad to say these things that I'm saying. I'm not saying these just to waste my breath. I'm glad that I'm speaking about this stuff. You know, it's what, like I said, it's what I have a burning passion for, is to tell other people that that's what our problem is that we lack the knowledge. You and I lack the knowledge, plain and simple. So let's get knowledge. Let's be thirsty and hungry for knowledge, because that is what is going to make us make the best decisions for ourselves and is going to teach us the most about this life, is knowledge. I'm out. Later.